Okay, welcome back to the next episode of the Matchroom Experience. Today we're on number 19, I think. I'm not really sure actually, but we have a very special guest here, a good friend of mine. What are the Philippines?
Filipino and Chinese, so Philinese.
Filipino. And it's Mr. Lonzo.Chris on Instagram, and expert salesman, if I do say so myself. How you doing, Chris?
Good man. Thanks for the introduction. Wow. Well, before we start, I just want to say, bro, thank you for inviting me in here, and man, fuck, sorry about that. Man, I'm so excited for you, man. I've been
Mm-hmm.
seeing you been doing these things, and you really inspired me to work hard more,
Sweet.
and I'm excited for your journey, man. Can't wait for you to be successful.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Chris. You're a good friend of mine, so this is a little bit more of a chill one too.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
Yeah.
so the way we did today was we pretty much both of us bring two questions that we can just kind of talk about, like a topic in general.
Yes.
You want to go one for one? I'll start and you go second, or
Yeah, I'll start.
okay.
Okay, so like the first question that you asked, what made me fulfilled lately in my life right now? So basically, I don't I don't really get fulfilled in my life because
Mm-hmm.
the reason why is like I'm always playing in the infinite game, just like Simon says.
You're playing the
But
what?
what
Sorry.
infinite game? So like some people when they are fulfilled, they feel like they're done on their goal. So I'm not I don't really get fulfilled on what I do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always trying to look something to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the good question for that one would be what makes me happy or what really excites me every day.
Mm-hmm.
What really makes me happy and excites me every day is like the pleasure of learning a bunch of new things. That's what makes me happy and excites me every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I'll answer the question too. The question was, what
Yeah.
gives you the most fulfillment in life lately?
Mm,
One thing I've found is I agree. I find sometimes people put that on kind of like a pedestal. You know what I mean? Where it's
mm,
kind of like, what is that thing that gives you that purpose or whatever? I
mm.
found for myself, I've really just embraced being in the tasting mode and just kind of trying
Yes.
different things out. And
Yeah.
that for myself, like that just, how would you put it? Giving or just kind of like adopting that different mindset where you don't have to find that thing right away and you can kind of try different things. That's really helped myself lately.
Yes. Yes, bro. That's, yeah. I kind of like what Gary and Tim Ferriss says
Hmm.
on their podcast. So I think Tim Ferriss said like it doesn't matter you fail like 100 times. You only need to be right like one time and you'll be like a millionaire or billionaire.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one good bet, hey.
Yeah. That one good thing. Yeah.
um.
But it's good to be so young so you can fail at any time and learn from
Right.
it.
Hmm. And you can keep going.
Yes.
The next question we had here was, and I'll ask you first, Chris.
Yeah.
What part of your morning routine do you most like? I like this question.
Hmm. That's a good question. So,
What is
uh,
your morning routine?
uh, so my morning routine right now it kind of changed. When I was
Hmm.
in school, when I was in school, I get up in 3 a.m. and go to the gym right away. That was my favorite part. But
Hmm.
right now, after I get up, I read, I read, I read books, and I'm reading Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, and that's really my part of my morning routine right now. But I don't really kind of find it interesting. I'm still trying to figure it out what how to become productive in the morning because it
Okay.
kind of changed.
You still kind of testing different things out.
Yeah. Yes.
I like that you. you read in the morning.
Mm.
For myself, one thing that I found just in the last week, I had a couple mornings where normally for myself, I'll go in the shower and then I'll play one of Todd Lopez's 67 Steps just while I shower.
Mm.
One morning, I didn't play anything. I just kind of took a shower and like normal. And I actually noticed that it's very different how my mindset just for the rest of the day wasn't as good. And
That's true.
something about priming your mind in the morning, I think, with like a good mindset or just good thoughts. I
Mm.
find that really helps myself. And I find it interesting. You read too, which is very similar.
Mm.
Do you find, have you had like any difference noticed at all from the reading? Like, does it help?
Uh, Sometimes it's gonna get boring, and sometimes it's gonna get like interesting when the topic's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna add one thing from there. So like basically, what I do after I get up, I go to the mirror and kind
Mm-hmm.
of give myself a pump up, a motivation talk, because
Oh.
yeah. So I have these two principles that I found in my life that really backs me up what I do every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to become a better version of myself, and my life should be making someone else's life better, because if I don't, I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting my life. I think I said that to you before. Did I?
I think you might have.
Yeah. So, so those are the two principles that I always try to remind myself every day, and that really gives me like a boost of motivation throughout the day, and
Mm-hmm.
also the workout, of course.
Right, the work just releasing like some sort of endorphins might be.
Yes, it's the good part, man.
So just that talk in the mirror, do you find that kind of like it pushes you a little bit for the day?
It is. Like, just by talking to yourself, it really helps you to motivate yourself, whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially like if a negative things that comes into you, it will put you in negative. But if you're able to talk to yourself out of that, man, you can control your mind
Right.
and your subconscious mind.
That reminds me of David Goggins.
Mm, that would be
I
a
know.
good skill to have, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to get into the questions that you bring?
Yes, bro. Yeah, I want to hear from you, bro. The question that I gave to you. I'm curious.
So your first question here, I'll just read it. It says,
Mm,
"What made you start doing this podcast, being active in social media, and sharing all your knowledge to social media?" A good
yeah.
question. What was it exactly? Well, I'll say first of all, Gary Vaynerchuk pretty much just closed me. He closed me on the
Okay.
idea that
Yeah.
you don't have to, I guess, but
Mm,
posting on social media for myself, it seems like it will be a good idea. Reason
mm,
being, I kind of started thinking, well, what do I want to do, say, 10, 20, 30 years from now?
yeah.
And I don't know exactly. Like we talked about this earlier, I'm definitely in the tasting mode of life. But
Mm,
one thing that I do know, or I had a thought of, I thought having a podcast could be like a little bit of a hack.
mm,
Reason being, I get to talk to you right now and I get to hear a little
mm,
bit of your knowledge, right? Imagine if I were to do this for 10, 20 years and I actually had something big. I look at Joe
mm,
Rogan, for example, and I'm like, wow, this guy gets to talk to Elon Musk. He gets to
mm,
talk to Peter Schiff, like all these great people.
mm,
I want to have the opportunity. So this could be a little bit of a hack so that, say, if I had some sort of following here, I could give them value and they get some sort of
mm.
exposure. And
Yeah.
I get myself, I'm selfish goal too. I get a little bit of value. I get to have a little bit of one-on-one time with them and kind of pick their
Mm,
brain, a little bit of mentorship in a sense like that.
yeah.
For example, I already had John Vervaeke on, which to me, that blows my
Yeah.
mind. John Vervaeke came on this podcast.
Mm,
And he's just a psychologist at U of T,
yeah.
but he went into detail on different kind of topics like consciousness and like flow
Mm,
and what is the meaning crisis, why is it happening, what is
mm,
wisdom, and those are topics that I'm interested in too. So that's
mm,
another like benefit for myself. And then yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of what closed me. What do you think about the whole content game though? Like
What do you mean? The whole content game?
posting on social media, do you see any utility in it?
Yes, it is. So that reminds me what Tim Ferriss says too. So like he got a lot of ideas in his mind stuck into his mind.
Mm-hmm.
So how he's able to get that out is by writing books. So just like yourself, you have so much idea in your mind. You don't want that to get to waste, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to post that into a social media, share that to people, and they see that, and probably it might help them,
Mm-hmm.
it might inspire them, it might motivate them. So that's really like the probably like the the best way to do content, I would say.
The best way to
the
produce content.
Yeah, the best way to produce content, and the purpose of producing content.
Yeah, and it just seems like a good idea too to build a brand.
It is though.
It
It is
you know,
too.
like if you have two people and one of them has a brand and one of them doesn't, it just seems like having a brand is a positive.
Yes, it is.
If you can monetize it too while you do what, like, you know what I mean, it just seems like a win-win-win. And then like if your brand can help other people too, it's like, you know what I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's really good. Was there anything else you wanted to say on that, or should I just read the next question?
no, I'm
Okay,
good.
I'm good too. So the next question from Mr. Chris Alonso is, what is your goal on what you're doing? How will you be able to achieve that the way you are right now? What is my goal? My goal is definitely just a tasting phase still.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to define it, and I'm going to use Tai Lopez's framework for like health, wealth, love, and happiness.
Okay.
For health, obviously be healthy. For wealth, wealth is an interesting one because I don't have necessarily like a number, a financial number that I want to hit at this point in my life. Although I do have faith that, you know, I'll be wealthy, or I should at least aim to be financially free by the time I'm dead. My big thing with wealth right now, and let's just hone in on wealth because I feel like this is an interesting one, is just to be able to find a way that my work is not work, if that makes sense. It's more so just, it's work, but it's what I actually want to do, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a big trap. I worked at McDonald's from age, I don't know, 16 to 17 or 17, 16 to 17 sounds about right. And honestly, that was work. That was like hell. That was probably the hardest job I'll ever work in my life.
I don't think you don't call that work. You call that, yeah, I think there's no right word for that, but you don't call that as a work.
Because it was like hell, bro. It was tyranny, like it was torture. I'm not even joking. Like I would never go back. I would rather I remember when I quit, I was like, oh my God, I might almost rather beg than do this for money. Like,
it's called like a punishment, you know.
Or man.
Or a learning curve, or a school, you can say.
Mm-hmm. Like that experience might have taught me.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? Like, do you have any kind of like, what are you working towards? Are you working towards anything, or?
Yes. This is what I told you. Told you before. Like, I'm trying to create this agency, a marketing agency. So right now, I'm doing the Tai Lopez course right now, the SMMA. Trying to complete that. Trying to learn various of new things. I can start. I can actually start like anytime soon right now, but. But I want to have like the knowledge first.
Okay.
To make sure, I want to have the certainty that I can do it. I can't just like go like that. But some people can do that, but it's not me.
Fair enough. So, you know, it's one big game of self-awareness, right? So. Yeah, and I've heard both sides. I've heard people say like Tai Lopez might say you should read more, you need more planning, whereas Gary Vee might say like stop fucking reading and go do something.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like the balance. It kind of reminds me of what John Vervaeke said, like wisdom's knowing kind of like, you know, how much courage versus how little courage you need in every situation. So, and then self-awareness is so key.
It's like a distance conflict in there.
Yeah. That's all the questions we had, but let's just I want to like bring like kind of a close, and let's just both talk about, and you don't have to if you want to, I guess, but what we're excited for coming up. And what's exciting? What's coming up that you're kind of excited to do? And if you want, I can go first to give you some time to think.
Sure, yeah. You go first, man.
For myself, what am I excited for? I think most excited is now that I'm done university, I can moonlight my money, work about 3-4 hours a day, 20 hours a week, and the rest of my time I'm going to be spending on Instagram doing exactly what I'm doing right now, shooting podcasts, creating content, and commenting. I'm really going to go hard on Instagram. Instagram's going to, the reason being, I just know the platform. I actually do kind of enjoy making content on it too. Commenting on it, I know it's going to work, and I just really, really trust in the process. So I'm going to try to spend at least 4 hours a day commenting alone. To be honest, I get a little fucking, what's the word, brain dead after doing it for like 2 hours straight. I'll have to go take a break and come back.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm most excited to do. Keep doing that, and hopefully, be social on social media.
It's really good, man. Like, what you're really doing is really, we'll have a product in the future. We'll have a good, you will have, what do you call this? Man, too bad.
Describe it.
So, like, it's kind of like, what you're doing right now is really what's going to make you successful in the future. Because the experience, the skill that you're having right now is very important.
Okay.
It's like what you're doing right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the question again is, what makes me excited, right?
What's on the horizon for yourself? What are you like working towards just in the next maybe months, 2 months?
Of course. Yeah. So like what I said, like the creating the agency. So launching it. So I'm planning to launch it by the end of December or January. So, and also my fitness, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
I love my health, of course, and I wanna build my Instagram profile into a fitness while doing a marketing agency into a side business. So yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to, man, and becoming a better version of myself, of course.
I love that. Yeah. Constant growth.
Yes, bro. You need to grow every day.
You got to grow these biceps, yo.
I hope so, man.
Well, I've noticed you definitely have made some gains, so good for you in there.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So yeah, that's it. I never know how to end these things. Every single time I've ended it any time I had a guest, it's been very, very awkward.
How do you end it though? Like.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I hope if you like Chris, where can they find Chris? Where can they find you?
Chris? Alonzo.Chris at Instagram.
Go follow Chris.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, leave a rating, leave a like. I'd most like the comments. I love comments. And yeah, I guess